I wanted to talk to you about trauma. My husband has a metaphor. He's a big fan of wine, and it's the grapes that go through the most trauma and sometimes the worst conditions that actually creates a wine with greater depth and complexity. Any thoughts for us on that?
A very juicy topic. Just some of the grapes, and I can almost taste the glass of wine itself. Huh?
Yeah.
And I think it's very, very true. You know, I had a professor a long time ago that said, I do not have sympathy or feel sorry for anybody who comes with a seriously tortured story. And, you know, everybody's aghast. And he said, because actually, first of all, life said so. And second of all, the opportunity that can come out of somebody who has been through the deepest, darkest traumas has such richness. And that has been my experience, that I have worked with real trauma, you know, from torture to ritual abuse, and the humility that you can find in those spaces is heartwarming. And at one point, I was really discussing with a colleague the depth of what trauma can bring, held in the right and the safest spaces, which is deep understanding and gratitude for life. Because if you go through the depths of hell, then there's only one way to go after that, you know? And actually, if you've met deeply traumatized characters who have worked through their shadows and their wounds and their fragmentation, you will meet somebody who you can really feel on a level that sometimes words don't express. I feel that, you know, trauma has so many gifts in it. And really, trauma is what we hold inside of us, which is unlived experiences which have been frozen because of the overwhelm that we've been presented with. And those unlived experiences hold so much gravitas, so much experience and opportunity, you know. So unwinding and digesting and processing the fragments of frozen experiences allows a person to reclaim parts of themselves, integrate parts of themselves, and you watch a person growing and expanding into a container of real what's the word? Real essential juice and expression, creativity, qualities that are incredibly powerful. I almost lose my words because I'm kind of thinking of some people that I've worked with from real, like, people would have written them off, and in fact many of them were written off. They were given the double red star, which is like, you know, beyond help. And through perseverance and sitting and witnessing and really journeying with these people, it's almost like you see the potential of who we are. And I think that is really the depth of why I do what I do. The passion that's in that is incredible.
And obviously so different from the cliche that sort of exists, that you almost need to stay messed up in order to be an artist. I've seen the opposite, actually. I've seen a lot of artists that get blocks because they come across things that are undigested in their work. You know, because you're creating using emotion, and they come across a block, and they can't really release the work until they've digested that block.
Yeah. That tortured artist can come up with all kinds of brilliant things, and there's lots of examples where you have an artist in their addictive, drunk, drug state who can be brilliant, and
Yeah.
then they get sober and they seem or feel that they've lost that connection and ability. But actually, I feel, and my experience has been that that undigested, frozen, fragmented part is a portal. It is a doorway, but it's really a doorway that really needs the courage, that real courageous boldness to say, I'm going no matter what.
And that can be a scary place for an artist if they really have that true belief that their pain and their trauma is where their talent lies. And you've also talked about the dry drunk syndrome. So maybe if an artist is relying on substances or what have you to for their work, that when they take away those substances, I mean, Richard Pryor could be an example of this, that the magic can disappear a little bit.
And I get curious about that. I think we're all different, so I never want to kind of do an absolute.
Sure.
Always to leave the door open for what can emerge. And I think when I talk about the dry drunk, it is when all of the distractions are removed and you're left with yourself. And sometimes it's a frightening place. And sometimes in that place, people stay because it's such a big thing that they've stopped the addictions. The work that can be done to melt that frozen phase is necessary, so the essential underlying belly can emerge and can come through.